Welcome back to the Hillbilly RV channel. Today we are on the Greenbrier River here in southern West Virginia, and we are working on an old Coleman air conditioner. We're going to put a fan motor in this. I don't really know what I'm going to get into today. This is what I was talking about. This styrofoam is one piece, goes all the way to the bottom across. It completely surrounds that fan. Some of these older air conditioners didn't give you any access to the squirrel cage fan, the blower wheel, or what is another name they'll call it, the room air wheel or room air fan, I don't know. But anyhow, some of them just didn't give you access to that. It's been so long since I've done an old Coleman, I don't really remember what these are like. I know the newer Domatics are really nice because they have all the styrofoam on top. You just take the styrofoam piece off and you have full access to everything. These old ones, not so much. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I mean, like I say, I mean, sometimes just getting the screws out of the shroud, off the shroud, so you get the shroud off the air conditioner on an old Coleman can be a challenge. They use a stainless steel bolt with a #1 Phillips head in it. It goes into a steel nutsert in the air conditioner. So, you know, those stainless steel and steel doesn't always play well together. And those, if anybody's been up there with a wrong size screwdriver, they've rounded those screws out. I haven't been up there yet, so I have no idea. Yeah, they can round them screws out. They can just be, they could have been cross-threaded last time they were put in. They could have been over-torqued. I mean, you just really don't know what you get into with these old Colemans. So let's get up here and get started. Oh, and also I saw something over here that I want to show you at the end. So if you want to see what it is, I think it's pretty cool. And we just don't see that many of them yet. So if you want to see what that is, wait till the end, or just skip the end. I don't care, whatever you want to do. So let's get on the roof and get started. See what kind of issues we can run into today. Well, like I said, obstacle #1 sometimes is getting these 4 bolts out of this shroud. This one's really rounded out. Hurdle #1, good. The reason we're changing this fan today is because this fan is getting noisy. It's got a bearing going bad or something. Air conditioner works great. It's just the fan makes a lot of noise. We're going to start by taking this cover off over here where our wiring goes, which you cannot see because you're on the wrong side. There's that cover. Now I have to take all this sheet metal off on the front here to get access to that squirrel cage fan, I hope. I got all those little screws out without mishap. Only one of them gave me any issues at all. This is what I was talking about. This styrofoam is one piece, goes all the way to the bottom across. It completely surrounds that fan. The fan's down in there. There's not even two finger widths room to reach down in there. Oh, you know what? I wonder if it all comes out the back. That's a pretty good sized hole. It's been so long, like I said, I don't remember. Hopefully we'll get that fan off so we have access to it. Take that clamp off with that Allen bolt and get some more screws out here off this big plate. Maybe the whole thing comes out. I don't know. We're fixing to find out. It's just been so long, I don't remember. To be honest with you, most of these old air conditioners are just dead and gone. And they got the new junk on them that ain't gonna last but just 2 or 3 years. Sometimes these fans can be pretty stuck. Sometimes you have to fight these things, and I tell you what, I'm not gonna fight this one. I don't know if you can see how rusted up this shaft is. I got a new fan. I'm probably just gonna cut this one off, to be real honest with you. The only reason we need to take it off is because we need the room to move that motor back to get that squirrel cage fan out of here, I hope. Okay, so let me go get something to cut this with, and we're gonna make sure our new fan's the right one, and then we'll get this one cut off. Put this piece of tin back on here just because that styrofoam is so fragile. You're just tempted to, or I'm tempted to put my hand on it. Got this fan out here. Let's get it opened up. Make sure it looks right before we cut the old one off. Yes, it appears to be right. So let's take the old trusty Milwaukee, what's this called? The reciprocating saw? No? Yeah. I'll tell you what. When I bought that, it was in a set. I'm like, I'm never going to use that. I'll tell you what. Besides my Milwaukee drill and my impact, this gets more use than any of my Milwaukee tools. This thing is awesome. Like I said, I use it 2 or 3 times a week anyway. The blades are really pricey for these things, but I've had this thing for what, way over a year, and I think that's the second blade I've had on here, and I've cut everything with it, from aluminum to wood to plastic to you name it. I've been cutting with these blades. Yeah, I really am shocked how much I use this saw and how much I like this saw. So let's see if we can get this thing buzzed off here real quick. See how fragile those old fans are too. That's a lot of the reason I just went ahead and bought new fans. Even if this one hadn't been horribly stuck, there's always a good chance you'll break it. Well, I tell you what, we'd have never got that fan off there. And you might be saying to yourself, well boy, that took a long time to cut off there. How long would it took me to try to get this fan off and save it? You know, I mean, honestly, what would it took? A couple hours, hour? In the long run, gonna save this guy money just by replacing it. I've got it cut all the way through. I might have to cut it over on this side. I might have to cut it in. 2 pieces. And there we are. All right, let me get the rest of the screws out of this. Let's see if we're gonna be able to get that squirrel cage fan out. All right, moment of truth. I think it's all the screws. Yep, should be. There we are. Oh yeah, look at that, would you? Okay. I didn't even have to take all this off, but like I said, I could not remember. That motor feels pretty stiff to me. Now, we gotta come over here and get the wiring off. I'll try and bring y'all over here. So there's all of our fan motor wiring right there. All right, y'all see, I got to get down in there and figure out what wire's what, get them off the capacitors and this run capacitors, start capacitors, which I have new ones also. But you guys are just completely in the way. I got to lay down there and get in there and get those wires off. We got all those wires disconnected. There we are. And there we have it. Now we can start installing the new one. We moved down here on the back of the truck just because I think that's the smart thing to do, rather than be, because we're gonna try. I mean, we don't need to, but we're gonna try to get this fan off. I want to show you some techniques that if you have to save that fan, I want to show you some techniques on how you can probably get that thing off and save it. This end's not near as rusty. It may just pull off. Oh yeah. You kind of got to press on 2 sides and press it off like such. Well, that was easy peasy, but we would have never got that. We would have never got that other fan off, I guarantee it. Now there's a couple of nuts here that hold this plate to the motor. I can feel them through the foam, so we'll just expose those so we can get to those nuts. So there they are. So let's get that motor off there. We will need to orient the new motor to this. I think we'll start by getting that off, or at least get the nut loose so we can swing it up out of the way. There we go. Because we got to get, we want to orient the new motor correctly. Sometimes you have to change these bolts from one motor to another too. I hope we don't have to on this one. Hopefully it'll have left us the studs we need. Well, I think that one's got a nut. Oh, it's got 4 of them. Okay. All right then. So yeah, these two's got, I believe they got nuts behind them too. I don't know. Have to expose one and see. Yep, they do. So we got 4 of them. Guess now would be a really good time to get our new motor out too. Have a gander at it. We even have instructions. We won't look at those. What? That's detailed. Yeah, we might have to elongate those holes a little bit in that plate. That's what they're telling us. Because they've changed suppliers for the motors probably 50 times in the last 20 years. That's probably excessive, but still probably been a lot. Looks like we do have the longer studs already, so that's good. So we don't have to worry about changing the bolts. So I have had to take a shorter bolt out of a new motor. I put long bolts in the new motor. Did I say that right? No. Yes. No, I said that. Okay. Easy now, Greasy. Okay, so the stud for that little brace down here is on the bottom. So that means that that's the way we need to put the motor in, and that will work. Yes. Let's see if our plate's gonna work. No, not quite. So we have to make those holes. We have to elongate those holes a little bit. Awesome. So let me mark this plate so that we know what is the bottom. Then I'll figure out how to elongate those holes a little bit, and I'll probably show that to you. Let me gather some stuff up here. All right, we're gonna go super high tech on this. We're gonna do what drill bit manufacturers tell you to never do: side load a bit. But we don't have to elongate those holes very much. I mean, they're really close. And it even says file the holes inward. So that's super close already. Looks like this one and that one probably need just a little bit more compared to the other two. So close. I think I'll just do all four of them, just a smidge more. Ta-da! Didn't need much. You know, a smidge, that's a technical term that that machinists use. Just a smidge more. Right? Yeah, of course. All you machinists out there, I'm sorry. I'm really, truly sorry. Alrighty. Moving right along. And oh yeah, customer came over, I showed him. This motor, I mean, it's pretty stiff, right? There's the new one. It just keeps turning. So yeah, that motor's definitely bad. Going bad anyway. Alright, got to get this brace off of here and put on our new one. And yes, they left us a long stud down here too. And we're just gonna leave that really loose until we get the new fan up there. Oh, I can go ahead and put the squirrel cage fan on there. There's a mark on that old shaft that we can go by to put the new one. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just put the new one on there. I ordered it for the guy. As you saw how brittle that I think that's the condenser fan, the 6-bladed fan. You saw how brittle it was, so you know that squirrel cage fan is just as brittle. Let's say we got a brand new one. We're gonna double check the size. Oh yeah, same pitch, blades go the same direction. To be honest with you, the new one's probably gonna be quieter too. I do notice the fins are closer together. Can y'all see the difference between the two? I don't know, the light's terrible, I think. Yeah, I don't know how the light's gonna show that, but it seems to me like the fins are maybe a little bit closer together. Maybe not, I don't know. Yeah, we can definitely, I should have marked it, measured it, but we can definitely see mark where the old one was. So we're just gonna put the new one on there the same distance. Not on the old motor, we're gonna put it on the new motor. It does have a D-shaped shaft and a D-shaped hole in the fan. So we're gonna stick this thing in here. Okay. Alright people, you can't make this up. I got the motor on the wrong side of the plate, so I have to just redo everything I just done except elongate those holes. So let me get this switch back around. I'll hide my embarrassment by not videoing that, and we'll get that switch back around and I'll be back. Oh, good grief. Oh, alright, I got that switched around. So how many of you out there are perfect? You never make a mistake. Because I know it ain't this guy. It ain't this guy. I'm just gonna stick a couple screws in this, and we're gonna just make sure that the fan's in a good position. Spin it. Sounds good. We'll keep checking it as we go. Go ahead and get our wiring run around there while we're at it. Make sure we got all 5 wires. So let me get the rest of these screws back in. I gotta make sure we can still get this fan on too. Yeah, we're gonna have to put this fan in there, but we know the squirrel cage fan's good now. So let me get these 2 screws back out here, and we're gonna have to put that condenser fan back in the hole first. Just like so. Then we can spin this around like that. Stick our 2 screws back in there to hold that. Well, at least one thing y'all know is I don't make myself look like a genius. Because I do make mistakes. Just like everybody else out there. If you're not making any mistakes, maybe you're not doing anything at all. Is all I got to say. Now we can get this fan on. Get the D-shaped hole in the right position. And see there, she slips right on. We'll get a couple more screws in there and we'll check that position. But I think that's going to be really close. And guess what? Got a Torx. It's got a Torx screw in it. Holy cow, are you kidding me? Alright, well y'all just remember, I'll slide it way up here so I don't forget. We do have to go get us a Torx bit to tighten that up with. So let me get the rest of these screws back in this plate and down there in that brace where I'm not sure you can see. We'll get this fan mounted. I'll go ahead and get all this tin put back on. Then we'll just come back and test, because all I'm going to do now is just do the opposite of what I did a while ago when I disassembled. Get my wiring done. Again, y'all can't see me and you can't see at the same time. But everything just goes color to color, and we are going to put our new capacitor in. Hopefully that's the right one. And so yeah, y'all chillax a little bit. I'll be back. Right. Everything's tight, everything's buttoned up, everything's wired up, and yes, I did go get my Torx tools. So we tighten this fan up. I believe that looks good. One final spin. Boom. I'm gonna let y'all hang out here while I'm gonna go inside and cut her on. Everything's tight. Yep. Y'all hang out here. Well, as you could see, probably here, it was a success. Let me get this shroud on, then I'm gonna take you over here and show you what I want to show you. So y'all just hang tight. Anybody want to guess what this is? That's an old FEMA unit. You can tell they didn't go overboard putting windows in these things, or decals, or awnings, or toilets, or holding tanks, or refrigerators. They were plain Jane. Now someone has painted this one gray, which actually looks better. I don't know why they didn't paint the door, but it actually looks better than just the old white. That's down on the river lot's a good place for an old FEMA unit though. So there was your bonus footage. We still see a lot of these old FEMA units, especially on river lots and stuff, which they're perfect for that. Yeah, people pay practically nothing for them. You know, and if they get washed away, they're just not out a whole lot, and they're perfect for setting on a lot because like I say, they don't have holding tanks. Fresh water, black water, or gray water. No water pump. Like I say, they usually had a residential refrigerator in them. Just plain Jane, but perfect for a river lot. So, hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, if there's anybody out there that's perfect, you let me know who you are. I'd like to meet you. And give you a shot of the Greenbrier River. It's fall, so it's pretty low. And don't y'all get low. Y'all get down in that comment section. Leave me a comment, a criticism, a concern. It's my day off, so I am not gonna go up the road and fix another one, but I am gonna go to Hinton and get me some lunch. So y'all have a great day.